Welcome to the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Anna, and I'll be your. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check back to the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Virginia. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Virginia Tech. Take it away.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is X-Ray Hip. I am your rep from Virginia Tech this evening. So I will start off by just sharing my screen with you all, and we'll go ahead and get tonight rolling. So starting off, of course, Virginia Tech is a large state school, about 30,000 undergraduates. So we are pretty big. We also offer over 110 different majors, and then of course also a ton of different minors and different concentrations as well once you get here. So let's get right into this little presentation here really quick. Like I said, campus overview, a huge part of what we're doing as well is going to be in research and getting involved on campus. Internships, those are also going to be huge parts of what you're doing on campus. Like it says, also over 950 student clubs or organizations. We also have our own transfer living learning community, as well as our own transfer mentorship program. So if you are interested in living on campus, but not with like freshmen, you can live with other transfer students, and you can also reach out to other transfer students as mentors too. So that's a nice way to kind of, keep it going and get some fresh advice from students who have kind of been in your shoes before. And then of course, around 1 in 7 students on campus are transfer students. So that is pretty interesting. Currently our senior associate director on campus, Kayla St. Clair, was a transfer student. And so we like to use her a lot too, to kind of relate to students too. When you are applying, so as a transfer student, you do apply directly into a program. That is the same for our freshmen as well. The only difference is you cannot apply undecided, which is why there's an empty gap here. That's usually where undecided goes. So as a transfer student, you are applying directly into a major. You're not able to apply into any of our undecided majors. You've got to select a major. This is because we want to get you out of there in an appropriate amount of time. Most of our transfer students are coming in with 1 or 2 years under their belt. So I want to make sure that we're getting you out and graduated in a timely fashion for you. This slide is pretty dense, but I want to focus on a couple of key things here. Over here, you see these different little pictures of like the Hokie bird with like different little words underneath them. The admissions transfer roadmaps are going to be a huge part of our transfer process for you all, whether you're in Virginia or out of state. This is a great way to see what classes you need to come into Virginia Tech as a transfer student. So we are not looking at any high school work. We're not looking at any SAT or ACT scores for transfer students. So we don't need any of that from you. The only high school work that you can, turn over to us is any AP scores you want us to see for credit, any dual enrollment class you took in high school. And then if you took languages in high school and you want to opt out of like foreign language requirements, we'll look at that stuff. But otherwise, we're just looking at only strictly college work and what you've done post high school. So come to these transfer roadmaps, make sure you check them out. That way you can see some classes are required. You'll also have some that are strongly recommended, and then also just recommended courses. So that's going to be a huge part of the transfer process. I can't stress that enough. Something else that's super helpful if you're not at a Virginia Community College to use is over here. We call it the Transfer Equivalency Database. You see that it says little in brackets here, all other schools. So if you're looking to see if you're coming from another four-year school or if you're coming from a community college that's not in Virginia, you can actually go to that Transfer Equivalency Database on our transfer guide at the registrar site and see what classes you're taking now and what they come in as at Virginia Tech. So that's a nice database and a nice tool to use. And to use those two kind of in conjunction is also super helpful. So if you pull up the transfer roadmaps over here, you see, they gives you the Virginia Tech course number as well as the Virginia Community College course number. So if you're at a Virginia Community College, you've got your course number right there. But if you're not at a community college, you can use the Virginia Tech course number to then plug into the transfer equivalency database and see, what classes are that equivalent at your particular school. So definitely recommend checking that out. Deadlines, our spring transfer deadline is obviously now past. September flew by and so is October. We're almost in November now. So we are currently reviewing our transfers for the spring semester. We treat summer and fall as the same group. So keep that in mind. Don't apply separately for summer or fall, just apply for one or the other. And that deadline is March 1st. That being said, our scholarship deadline is January 22nd. I'd like to skip here. And so in order to apply for scholarships at Virginia Tech, it's a little weird. You have to apply for admission first. So I always tell my students, even if you're applying, for fall next year, apply before January 22nd. That way you can also then go and apply for scholarships separately. Both do that both before January 22nd, because that's going to how you kind of get scholarships. If you apply like January 23rd, you've missed the scholarship deadline. So make sure that you go apply for admission and apply for scholarships both before January 22nd. That way you can be considered for scholarships and financial aid. Tuition and fees wise, for in-state students, a little over $24,000 highest estimated costs. For our out-of-state folks, closer to $44,000 estimated costs there. And these are for, per year, and for the highest estimated costs. And you can find this, on our website as well. YVT, quick little rundown of a kind of a return on investment slide, if you will. An 86% graduation rate compared to the national average of 62%. 82% of our undergrads are employed or pursuing further education within 6 months. Median salary, not too shabby at all. And then, of course, over 90% retention rate from first to second year. And that goes for transfer students as well. So we do like to, retain our students and keep them with us in general. So. And then lastly, follow us on social media. We've got a lot of helpful tools on social media for transfer students as well. We post all kinds of different content, tips and tricks. I actually have a Virginia Tech podcast that I host. So head over to Spotify or Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast. It's not on this little slide, but it's called Admission Accomplished. And I do different interviews with different people around campus. And the transfer interview will be coming up here in November. So go ahead and check us out there, follow us, and get ready for that. So thank you all very much. That's it.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Norfolk State University.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Van. Clearly, I am not Derek Henry. I serve as the Director of Transfer Admissions and Services at Norfolk State University. And I'm so glad that you all could join us this evening. I'm going to talk to you all briefly about Norfolk State and what we have to offer. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Okay, Norfolk State University. We are located in the downtown Norfolk area of Norfolk, Virginia. We are located near the heart of Norfolk. And as you can see, we're located in a very pristine area. The Norfolk area, we sometimes feel that we're surrounded by water because everywhere we go, we have to cross a bridge. But we are a historically Black college and university, the largest historically Black college and university in the state of Virginia. We have approximately 5,400 students. Our student to teacher ratio is approximately 18:1. You can see our statistics here. Our transfer student population is comprised of about 28% of our overall population of the institution. The minimum GPA requirements to be admitted to Norfolk State University is a 2.0 GPA with 12 college credit hours. And our top 5 programs are our psychology program, our business, social work, nursing, and education. So those are our top programs that we offer at the institution. For students that are seeking to be admitted into the institution, you have to complete the application process. You must complete your application, as well as submit your official college transcript from every institution that you've attended after high school. If you do not meet the general admissions requirements to the institution as a transfer student, then you would be required to submit your official high school transcript along with SAT scores to be considered for admission. I listed the admissions, we have the admissions requirements listed right here. Some more demographical information about the institution. We have 31 undergraduate programs, 18 doctorate and master programs, over 100 clubs and organizations. And we are located again in the heart of Norfolk with 134 acre campus. our cost and tuition breakdown for students that are in state. This includes room and board and meal plan, approximately 20,000 for the last 2 years. The university has not increased their tuition and fee rate to be able to be flexible and accommodate students that may have been impacted by COVID-19. And so our tuition has been at the same rate for the last couple of years. Financial aid, as I'm sure you may be aware, financial aid application opened on October 1st. Priority deadline is March 15th. So we are encouraging students to be able to submit their financial aid applications as soon as possible. The university, Norfolk State University, offers transfer grant assistance to students that have earned their associate's degree from a 2-year community college in Virginia, as well as a grant that we offer in the Office of Transfer Admissions and Services. So we ask that students meet the deadline. Our school code information is listed there as well. As far as our transfer programs and partnerships we have with community colleges in Virginia, we have a guaranteed admission agreement that guarantees admission for students that are transferring in with a transfer-oriented degree program to Norfolk State University, and your guaranteed admission, your application fee is waived as well. For students that are looking to get more information about our transfer equivalencies and courses that you would take and what they would equate to, you can visit our website at nsu.edu/transfer credit. And you'll be able to actually see what courses would transfer. We have close to 500 institutions listed in our transfer equivalency database. We have, I mentioned earlier, over 100 student organizations on our campus. If there's an organization our students are not, that may not exist, students can start their own organization. And that is Norfolk State University. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Radford University.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. My name is Whitney Pitchke, and I am the Regional Assistant Director of Admission for Radford University for the Tidewater area. So I work with all students who are coming from a community college or a four-year university in the Hampton Roads area, as well as any student who is coming from a state south of Virginia. So I'm super excited to be with you all tonight and talk with you about Radford. So Radford is a mid-sized comprehensive university located right in Southwest Virginia in the heart of the New River Valley and in between the Appalachian and Blue Ridge Mountains. We are right around 10,600 students. So we're a nice mid-sized campus. You have a lot of the things that you would want to see in a big research university, but we also have all of the perks of being at a small liberal arts college. The academic environment at Radford is really where you start to feel that it is a small college. So our classrooms are small. You can see average class size is typically about 20 students. The student to faculty ratio is about 14:1. So we really value the opportunity for you to get to know your fellow students very well, to get to know your professor very well, to have some really amazing classroom discussion. And at Radford, you will be able to pursue courses in all the different areas that you see listed down the left-hand side of the page. These are all the different colleges that we have housed within Radford. This houses all of our majors and minors. This next page here is a little bit of a breakdown of all the different programs that we offer. You can see majors, minors, and programs that you can get your teacher licensure in. If you would like to get a little bit more information about our academic programs, you're welcome to scan the QR code at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You're welcome to check out a little bit more information about our academic programs on our website. The thing that I love about our academics at Radford is that regardless of what you study, whether it is accounting, theater, interior design, physics, or international studies, you will have a fantastic hands-on experiential learning opportunity to make sure that you are prepared for the work that you are going to see in that future job. You will be able to get a sense of what it would be like while you're still in college. So we really value that, and each of your programs, regardless of what it is that you study, will have a very strong experiential learning component. So our students do amazing things in the classroom, but they also do amazing things outside of the classroom too. So we give you a ton of opportunities to get involved in the things that you are passionate about. So as you can see here, there are 16 Division I collegiate athletics. We are Division I in the Big South Conference. We have a very strong club and intramural sports program as well. We have over 300 clubs and organizations, everything from Greek life to volunteer organizations to student religious organizations, you name it. There is an opportunity for you to find something that you're interested in. We also have a very strong residential community. We do have a transfer housing community. So if you are interested in living with other transfer students, we have that fantastic transfer housing community that you can participate in. That is one of our living learning communities. We have others too that are specifically tied to a major. So if you are interested in living with other students who are pursuing a similar program to you, you have the opportunity to do that as well. Transfer students are not required to live on campus, so you are certainly welcome to live off campus if you would like to. So as far as cost goes, we do try very hard to make sure that Radford is an affordable education for all students. So our total cost of attendance for in-state students is around $22,000 for the year. That is everything: tuition fees, room, and board. As a transfer student, again, if you live off campus, of course, you would not be paying for housing costs. So your tuition would be, or your cost of attendance would be just the tuition and fees. As you can see, about 82% of our students receive some form of financial aid. So this comes in the way of course, need-based financial aid through the FAFSA, which you've already heard a little bit about tonight. So of course, get your FAFSA in as quickly as possible to make sure that the financial aid offices at all of the schools that you're applying to have plenty of time to turn around a financial aid package for you. We also give merit scholarships for our transfer students in the form of our Transfer Excellence Scholarship, as well as our Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship if you were in Phi Theta Kappa at your current college or university. So definitely feel free to check a little bit more about, check that out a little bit more on our website. We also have foundation scholarships that students can apply for that are open to all students, that are pots of money that basically donors and friends of the university have given us so that we can spread the wealth and make sure that all students have the ability to finance their education. So lastly, we'll talk about the application process. So Radford does have guaranteed admission agreements with Virginia Community College System and Richard Bland College. So basically, if you have a 2.5 GPA and the associate of either arts or science coming from the VCCS or Richard Bland College, you are guaranteed admission into Radford to be able to transfer in with junior standing. The application is free to apply, so you do not have an application fee. And there are 2 applications you can choose from. We are on the Common App, so you can choose that for transfer students. And we also have our own specific transfer application. You can choose whichever one you would like. On the application, we do encourage you to tell us your story. Tell us what you're involved in outside of the classroom. Tell us what you are interested in, what makes you unique, whatever it is that is your story that would help us to really get to know your story and your circumstances even better. That's what we're really looking to get a sense of through your application. We do not need a high school transcript from you unless you have less than 24 credit hours. So basically, if you're in your first semester of college and you're applying to transfer in as like a second semester freshman, we would ask to see your high school transcript at that point, just because we need to see a little bit more academic work than what you would have if you only had 1 semester of college, or if you do not have a college level math course. So if you don't have a college level math course, we also ask for you to send your high school transcript just so we can get a sense of what your math trajectory was when you were in high school. And finally, of course, we do need official transcripts from each college or university that you attended, and we will take all of them into consideration. It is a holistic process. And finally, our deadlines are November 1st for the spring semester, which begins in January, and March 1st for the fall semester, which begins in August. So that is all of the information that I have time to share at this point. Feel free to reach out if I can be of any further assistance. And thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Marymount University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Benjamin Blue. I'm a senior transfer military admissions counselor at Marymount University, located in Arlington, Virginia, about 6 miles from Washington, D.C. And so a little bit about Marymount University. We're a 4-year private liberal arts Catholic university. And so I'm not going to go through our presentation verbatim. There's not enough time, but hopefully by the end of today, you'll have a good gist just about what makes Marymount different, what makes Marymount special. So a little bit more about us. We have a great group of diverse students that attend our wonderful institution. We have students from all over the country. Close to 17% of our students are actually international students. We are actually a Hispanic serving institution within the state of Virginia, which means above 15% of our students actually identify as Hispanic Latinx. One of the things I'm super proud of is just our student faculty ratio. Take a look at that. Those are genuine connections that you are making with your professors. Being a transfer student, you have anywhere from 4 to 5 semesters. You plan to be at Marymount University taking courses. And so each class, you want to gain some type of connection that you're building. So we're going to make sure of that, especially with that student faculty ratio. One thing to touch on, I actually put in the group chat, was the link to the financial aid website, studentaid.gov. Close to 97% of our first year students receive that, but just as many transfer students receive some type of financial aid. Unless you're an international student, and in which case, you may not qualify for financial aid, but you may qualify for institutional aid because we do give scholarships for all of our transfer admitted students. And if you're in Phi Theta Kappa or any other honors academic organization, we'll actually be able to award you a scholarship as well. A few things to touch on when it comes to academic programs. Our type of learning is really hands-on. And so if you learn best by doing, Marymount academically may be a really good fit for you. All right, some of our biggest majors happens to be nursing. We get many students that transfer into our nursing program each and every year. Another popular major is actually information technology. And so let's say you were interested in cybersecurity, computer science, video gaming, even like those are cloud computing. Those are popular interests that our information technology students have. One advantage I think we have is that because we're so close to Washington, DC, we're a few miles from the Pentagon and Amazon HQ2 headquarters happen to be in our city. A lot of our information technology students are building those connections and actually doing those internships. And you'll learn a little bit more about that later in the presentation. One cool thing I do want to note is that students who are interested in like transferring for criminal justice, you're interested in psychology, you're interested in those specific programs, we have connections with these local organizations within the area. So students are interning at the State Department, they're interning at the Arlington Police Department, things of that nature. One thing that separates us, we do have +1 programs. So if a student decides to come to Marymount, transfer into the university and graduate with the master's degree, graduate with the bachelor's degree, undergraduate bachelor's degree, you're able to add 1 more year and you'll actually be able to graduate with that master's in business administration. So super popular program for students. Talked a little bit about this, but I do want to touch on it. You are required to do an internship in order to graduate. So transfer students, you have to get that experience in order to graduate from Marymount University. So it's hands-on, firsthand, real-world experience. Some of these internships are paid, some of them are not. So if you're interested in nursing, or if you're interested in being a health science student, going the pre-med route, those are never paid. All right, like that's something that you volunteer for to get that clinical experience and build your resume. So you'll be competitive for those programs. I want to touch on a little bit about just what it's like student life here at Marymount. Study abroad is extremely popular. Transfer students, you are able to do this. You're also able to be a part of our honors program here at Marymount University, in which you can spend a semester abroad at Oxford University. So that's just another study abroad opportunity. You go for a year, you go for a semester, you can even go for a month. You can even go for 10 days during your spring break, during your winter break. No matter what the case is. So we are D3, which means we don't offer athletic scholarships, but we do have plenty of sports teams. Our newest sport this semester is actually women's softball. And so we're extremely proud to just have them at the institution. We pretty much have every single sport minus wrestling. I'm from North Carolina, so I say wrestling, as well as men's football. These are just a few popular clubs on campus. Fashion clubs, extremely popular. We actually have a fashion design, fashion merchandising, marketing and merchandising program at Marymount University. Black Student Union, Respect Life Club, like these are extremely popular. We have a game club as well at our institution. There's a club we don't have. You and 5 friends get together, you can actually help start it. So I want to touch on a little bit about transfer requirements. Minimum GPA we require is a 2.0 cumulative. That's not the same GPA for students coming right out of high school, but at college, as you know, is much more difficult than high school. And so we're looking at a 2.0 GPA, no SAT, ACT test scores, and no application fee. All right, it used to be $50. You just saved yourself 2 steak dinners. One last thing I want to touch on before the end of the presentation. We have a transfer database. This is a transfer database for NOVA, Northern Virginia Community College. There are 18 pages of classes that transfer into Marymount. So I would say start there if you're interested in Marymount. Check out the transfer database, see what classes you've taken that will transfer. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from the University of Tampa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm really excited to teach you a little bit more about the University of Tampa and the process of transferring over. So we are a very transfer-friendly university with about 20% of our student body being transfer students. If you have any follow-up questions after the presentation today, here's an email that you can reach out to. So that way you can get all of your questions answered and feel supported throughout the process. So here's an aerial view of our campus. We are located in downtown Tampa, and this is also in Tampa Bay. So this is close to Clearwater and St. Petersburg, some of the best beaches in the world. We are located in that downtown area, so our students have access to internships, and it's an easy 5-minute walk right across the bridge to get into the downtown. However, our campus is completely sectioned off, so this is kind of a more unique metropolitan vibe because you can still find that quiet study space, and we don't have any major roads running through our campus. So we like to say that we have the best of both worlds. We are a medium-sized university with just under 10,000 students. And we are a private liberal arts university. So our tuition is the same if you're coming from in-state or out of state. We do not have any political or religious affiliation, and we do celebrate diversity. So we have about 10% of our student body coming internationally, 20% from in the state of Florida, and then 70% from the rest of the US. So you're able to meet students from all over the world. We are part of the Sunshine State Conference in the Division II series. So if you'd like to play at that level, we do have recruitment forms on our website. You can fill this out and again, we'll get sent directly to the coach. Our average class size is 22 students. And we are proud to keep that faculty to ratio or faculty to student ratio low. So that way you can develop those relationships with your professors. They'll be there for you for support in class, but they'll also be there for you when it comes to finding internships in the local area and being there for a reference for jobs when it comes to graduation. We do offer over 200 areas of study. So it's really easy to find something that works for you at UT, but you will also have an academic advisor that will help assist you to find your passion. And if you already are decided coming in, and there's also room for growth when it comes to adding minors or discovering a double major if that's something you're interested in as well. We do offer visits Monday through Friday on campus. So if you're interested, definitely come by campus. We were ranked best college location last year. We like to provide hands-on learning on campus as well. So I'll just showcase a few of those examples right now. We have one of the top nursing programs in Florida with a mock hospital on campus. So our students get that hands-on learning right here on UT's campus. And we also have an entrepreneurship center. So our students are able to pitch to local, domestic, and international investors. We have a financial trading center on campus. And being that we are located on Tampa Bay, we do have access to our marine field station, which is awesome for our students to utilize to go right out onto the bay and collect samples for our wet labs. We offer over 250 student organizations to be involved with. And we also offer study abroad. So we offer over 1,000 study abroad opportunities. And these range from annual study abroad, where you can go for a year or semester long, but we also offer travel courses and semester at sea. For transfer applicants, it's a pretty simple process overall. The only thing that we're going to require is your college transcripts. If you have under 17 college credits, then we'll also need your high school transcripts as well. For transfers, it's all rolling admissions. So we are always accepting applications. At this time, we are accepting applications for the fall of 2022. And we are actually completely full for the spring of 2022. So the next available semester to apply for would be the fall. This is going to be our estimated cost of attendance for this next upcoming year, just under $43,000, with 97% of our students receiving financial aid. When you apply, you're going to be automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship, so there's no separate application required. Transfer students can receive up to $9,000 per academic year. And then we do have specialized scholarships as well. So you can apply for those with a separate application, and those are listed in the middle column. We always encourage our students to apply for FAFSA as well, because we can provide some need-based aid too from the university. Regarding transfer credits, we do have a transfer credit widget on our website, so that way you can see what has historically transferred in. Once you're admitted into the university, you will receive a formal credit evaluation, so you can see exactly what transfers over and into which categories. Again, here's the email so that you can follow up if you have any questions about the transfer process. Thank you so much for learning more about the University of Tampa, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. Lastly, you'll be hearing from Florida Memorial University.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, my name is Tatiana Cabral, and I am an admissions recruiter here at Florida Memorial University. So let's get started. So a little bit about FMU. We are a historically Black college university in Miami Gardens, and we thrive off of the culture of excellence and success here at FMU. So a little bit about our history. We started in 1879 in North Florida, and we traveled down to Miami Gardens in 2004, and we were amended our charter, and we were amended 2 master's degree programs. And in 2010, we were funded a $5,000 stadium for our wellness center, and that's where we do have graduation. And President Barack Obama and Vice President Kamala Harris did come and visit our campus. We did win the 2019 Sun Conference Championship here at Florida Memorial University for our volleyball team. So at Florida Memorial, we do have very active alumni associations. We have Sabrina Fulton. She is Trayvon Martin's mother, and she is a leader and activist, and she graduated in '97. We have Dr. Vanessa Sanders, and she's the first Black African-American who graduated in 2009, and she got her PhD in radiochemistry. So a lot of rich history here at Florida Memorial. We have been open as an institution for 142 years, and we are the only HBCU in South Miami, Florida. And in Miami, Florida, these are all of the main attractions and locations that you can visit while you live down here and go to school. We are 20 minutes from Miami Beach, Brickell, Wynwood, and all of the historical districts here in Miami. So you can get a little bit of everything. We have unforgettable events like Rolling Loud and the Martin Luther King Junior Parade, and as well as Gaiocho, which is a festival where you have a whole bunch of Caribbean descended people come and they kind of pretty much party in one street, and that happens in the spring. So what's popping on campus? We do have freshmen and upperclassmen dorms. As transfer students, you guys are able to live in our upperclassmen dorms, and those dorms do vary per room. We have 13 varsity sports, 2 JV sports, and we do have Divine 9 Greek organizations, so sororities and fraternities, and as well as 40+ organizations you students are able to join. At FMU, we have different celebrations that we do celebrate. Our homecoming week is coming up November 6th, and as well as fall convention. So that all happens our fall semester. These are all of the programs and degrees that we do offer here at Florida Memorial University. One of our main, our top 4 majors will be our business degrees, any nursing degrees, as well as the School of Education and Department of Social Sciences. So that falls under all of our criminal justice majors, our law and government, psychology, sociology, and social work. So for Florida Memorial University, as transfer students, it's pretty simple for you guys to come and get admitted. All you have to have is 30 credit hours and a 2.0 GPA. If you guys do not have a 30 credit hours, then we will evaluate your high school transcripts. When you go ahead and apply, you guys do have to turn in any college transcripts that you did attend prior to our university. We do have tuition fees and costs. With this QR code, if you scan it, it'll take you directly to our campus, our link, and a virtual tour of our school. And if you would like to apply, that is our QR code as well. We are doing early admissions and early action November 1st, and hard deadline is March 1st. We are filling up very quickly for our fall and spring semester as well. We don't have any study abroad programs, but we do thrive off of experimental learning on our campus. We are a smaller school, so we enroll about 1,200 students yearly. So you'll have that really small personal classroom relationships with your professors and your peers. You'll have about 15 to 20 students when you first start off, and then as you get into your junior, senior year courses, it does drop down to about 8 to 10 students. So a very small campus, very community feel, but it's a great school to be at. We've been here for about, like I said, 142 years, and we're here to stay. It's a beautiful campus. So if you do want to visit, go ahead and scan this QR code, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Now I'd just like to invite everyone to come back on for a round of Q&A. So I'll just ask everyone to share what advice you would give someone going through the transfer process, and we can just go around in the same order that you presented in.
So my advice to students going through the transfer process is read and ask questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. As you can probably tell through these presentations, schools are very different in how they deal with transfer students. So if you're looking at multiple schools, make sure that you're reading their websites and you're asking them questions and reaching out, because you don't want to be caught in that situation where you do the wrong thing for the wrong school, or you forget to submit something, because that could put you in a really tough spot. So make sure that you don't feel like scared to ask questions. So yeah.
I would say to students that are looking to transfer, really kind of decide exactly what it is you want to do. Kind of already have that in your mind. A lot of times transfer students already are on a path or on a track towards a degree program, but making decisions early is really good for you. It would really be helpful, because a lot of times you have a tighter deadline than traditional students coming in, because if you're taking courses while you're at the community college or at your previous institution, if you're trying to transfer in January, you have to get your application in normally by October and November. So really not waiting until the last minute, and really making moves earlier, applying for financial aid now that the deadline is October, where it used to be January. You see a culture of support to be able to help you get things done in a much earlier time. So really take advantage of those opportunities of doing things a lot sooner and a lot earlier.
I would echo what both of my colleagues have already said. Definitely ask questions, and really think about what you want to do. And I would add, I was a transfer student myself, so I have been in the process that you all are going through. I know what it's like to think about all the credits that you have, and are they going to transfer? How is it all going to transfer? But we are all on this call. Every single one of us is here to help you. So just like Mr. Hip said, ask questions, but seek out the people that you really want to talk to learn a little bit more about whatever it is you want to learn about. So don't hesitate to reach out directly to faculty. If you have a question about academics or what the classroom environment is like, reach out to faculty, reach out to whomever it is that you want to know information from, reach out to them, because we all want to help you. And each of us on this call, we work with transfer students and we want to see you succeed. So take advantage of what we all have to offer you.
Yeah, thank you all for great advice. My only advice to add would be personally visit these campuses that you're interested in. You're going to get a good sense of the field, the type of student, caliber student that joins, but also the connections you'll make with admissions, or speaking with professors and face-to-face versus trying to connect with them virtually or over the phone. It's a different type of feel, and that's really how you know if a school's a good fit for you.
I would say, again, kind of bouncing off some of the other people who have already spoken, that you should ask questions, but specifically asking about what supports they provide for transfer students, because universities do have specific programs or things to help transfer students just go through that process. Because just like freshmen, it's going to be a little bit different, but you still need that support to transition onto a new environment. So it's always good to ask what supports they specifically provide for transfer students.
So bouncing off with what my colleague said, it is important as a transfer student to really understand which credits are going to transfer. I think that'd be like one of your main things to really focus on, as well as visiting the campus. I was a transfer student as well, and it was really important to me to make sure the right credits were going to transfer, and I wasn't going to go into like a school where I was going to be considered a freshman and leaving where I was a junior. So it's really important to know that your credits will transfer, and as well as how you feel on the campus, and making sure that that school really promotes your choice of degree the most. So trying to find a school where, if you were a nursing student, what are the top main, nursing schools around your location where you want to go, just making sure that you weigh your options. So, yeah.
Great. And then I will also just ask you all to quickly share one thing you want students to remember about your school.
I will keep mine short with 2 words. Go Hokies.
And I will kind of follow him and say, behold, the green and gold.
I like this. I'll follow the theme. Go Highlanders.
I'm not gonna follow the theme. I'm gonna say, make it like a Catholic poem. In DC, but not of DC. That's it.
I would say that one thing that's special about UT, again, is just kind of that environment where you can still feel like you're a part of that metropolitan vibe, but you can still feel that sense of community. I think that's important because it can be kind of a unique experience, but it does kind of meet the best of both worlds for students that are looking for that type of environment.
One thing I'll say about Florida Memorial University, we're a small community field campus. So if you're looking for something smaller, but in a big city, then we are the right school for you. And we're HBCU. So yeah, you have the best of both.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you to all of our presenters. When you close this window, there will be a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide, and we encourage you to check back to the schedule and sign up for more sessions. You'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Virginia. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.
Thank you.